Hey y'all, it's Blue Moon Oracle. I feel like pulling some sacred geometry activation cards for you right now. I feel like it's going to be needed this week. The last week of the moon phase and can be kind of rough. So let's see what y'all are going to be needing by sign, one card activation for the week. So what you're going to need to do is I'm going to hold a card. I have to kind of hold it back near me for a few seconds after we talk about it. You're going to do a screenshot and then zoom in on that card, and you're going to take it and you're going to meditate with it. Just look at it for a few minutes, think about the message of the card, and then it's going to activate things in your mind, subconscious mind, to prepare you for the week through the shapes, the colors, and the amount of numbers and everything that's on there, okay? Don't ask me how it works, it just friggin' does. I wouldn't share it with you if I didn't use it in my own life, okay? And it does work, all right? So, let's start with Aries. Aries, what activation card are you going to need this week? Let's ask the deck, all right? Oh, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna read the card first and we'll talk a little bit about it, okay? You got authority, the number 10. The frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. So it looks like you're going to need to stand in your authority, be receptive, wise, and loving. So the colors on here are teal. This has to do with the thymus chakra. The thymus chakra is where trauma is stored, okay? It's connected to the lymphatic system. The vagal nerve runs through there. So it looks like some things are going to be coming up with relation to the past. So we have yellow here, so I'm thinking solar plexus stuff is going to be an issue for you this week. Some self-will, some self-esteem, okay? And some drive to go forward with your plans and with actually accomplishing things. And then we have green, so heart chakra, how we give and receive love and compassion. Looks like that's going to be here. And there's a little bit of some orange, but kind of gold. So I'm thinking navel chakra. Again, has to do with sense of self, self-esteem, self-worth, those kinds of things. So look into doing some affirmations this week around the heart chakra, the solar plexus, and then look up the thymus chakra, okay? That's a really important one, especially with doing shadow work. My whole room has that teal in it. That color is everywhere. And I picked that color out before I even knew it. In fact, my table's that color too. I'll show you. Of course, I messed something up there. Sorry about that. All right, so back to the card. So you're gonna take a screenshot of this card, Aries, here. All right, and you got the number 10, okay? So 10 is got two numbers in it. We got a 1, and 1 is about beginnings. It's the number of the magician. So we're going to need to manifest. We're going to be called to manifest things. And here's the key with manifestation, Aries. The vibrations we're putting out is what we're going to bring in to us. And that comes from here, that thymus heart chakra area, okay? So if you're feeling some doubt about what it is you actually deserve, because that comes from that solar plexus in the belly, those affirmations are really going to help you manifest what it is you actually want, because we have to be aligned with what we want and what we think we deserve. So as the number 1, remember, you're the magician. You can manifest your heart's desires. What are those heart's desires? And do they align with what you actually want? Okay, this is where shadow work comes in. What is it you really think you deserve? Putting it next to what you want, okay? This card's going to help with that. Also, we've got the number 0. 0 is the number of the divine. It's an infinite number. So you're not alone in this manifestation. You're not alone in this process. You are being divinely guided by your ancestors, by your guides, by your angels, by your deities, by your higher self. For those of you who don't subscribe to the idea of a higher power, that's perfectly okay. You don't need to do it in order for this to work, okay? Your higher self intervenes for you and guides you, okay? So you're not alone. You're having all this experience of 1 through 9 with this new beginning, because you're ending a cycle and beginning a new one. And dream big, Aries. Dream big. Walk in your authority confidently, knowing who you are and what your life's purpose is. Okay? Low energy week this week. It's okay. It's okay. Great time for shadow work. Uncover those self-limiting beliefs so that you can walk in your truest authority, Aries. All right? All right, let's see what the cards have in store for Taurus. I'm going to shuffle it real quick because I put the cards back in, okay? I'm still in the process of uploading the love readings. It takes a little bit of time to edit them out, but the full reading is actually on Facebook if you want to go check it out. Okay, so I haven't put minute markers up. I'm still learning all the admin aspects of this. All right, Taurus, what do you need for this next 7-day period from Sacred Geometry Activation? All right, can I have a card for Taurus, please? Can I have a card for Taurus, please? Taurus. All right, we got passion, the number 34. So some colors on here. I want to do this before I show it to you. It's full of orange, sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is the seat of self. It is also where our creativity comes from, where our sexuality is, okay, and how we view sexuality, how we view our bodies, how we feel about sexuality and sensuality. It is where our emotions are, kind of flow of emotions. So yes, we express our emotions through our throat chakra, but they are, start off in the sacral. And you know what I've learned in my work, my own shadow work is, and I don't know if this is the same for men. I'll have to do a little kind of, and you can provide this information for me if you do this work. But as a woman, anger has been something very difficult for me to release. And I have found that when it is being released, it's coming out of my sacral chakra. I mean, I'm going into a goddess pose and I am letting that shit just out, like roar, when it finally does come out. But it has been the most challenging aspect, not the fear. I mean, the fear has been hard, but not nearly as difficult as it has been to get to the anger that I had shoved so far down. Okay, so we're talking sacral chakra is big here this week for you. So expressing your emotions in a healthy way and your sexuality and sensuality, and then just artistically, gardening is a way to express sacral chakra and to clear it and align it. Tarot reading is another way to work on the sacral chakra yourself. Drawing, painting, coloring. I do mandala. I color mandalas or any kind of coloring, anything, painting, furniture, painting outside, working in your flower beds, anything to beautify is a way to help align that sacral chakra. Look up some sacral chakra affirmations. You got the number, also we have blue in here, so that makes sense because once the emotions are there, they've got to come out. We've got to talk about them. Or for me, I've had to scream my head off. I've growled. I have roared. I mean, I let it out. I mean, you have to. I mean, you have to. It's part of the process. You may not be as, you might not have as much repressed as I had, okay? But you could. And then there's some yellow where we have the orange and gold going into the solar plexus here. And some navel chakra here. So we're talking about some self-esteem, sense of self, determination. I always think of the Chariot card. The Chariot drives forward. It's got the background is yellow. So you always think of the solar plexus there. And then the Strength card as well. Okay, so that's coming to mind as well. So needing some courage and strength, and then channeling the power of the Chariot to be balanced within between the light and the dark. Okay. And I just realized the number here is 34, which is 7. Okay, so 3 is about creative expression. It's a number of manifestation and being social and getting out there and putting yourself out there. Okay, you're going to be very popular this week if you put yourself out there. Stay safe. You might need to do Zoom popularity, but nonetheless, get yourself out there. It's a good time for networking for you and being out there and being creative and getting yourself out in the limelight right now, okay? And if you do art, it's a great time to get it out. And then this number 4 is about structure and stability. So you got the Empress and the Emperor here with this 3 and this 4. In order to get the Empress's stuff actually birthed into existence and all of her creative ideas, and to be able to have those creative ideas come into fruition and then manifest everything that the magician said he wanted, okay, and that the high priestess thought up, and then the Empress burst out. You need the Emperor. You need the discipline and the structure and and it sounds like you probably do have that because this card is passion. So here's the card for you to screenshot, okay? So and then we have some red around the edges, which is root chakra. And I think I mentioned gardening. Gardening actually too is mainly root chakra stuff. So look up some grounding exercises start incorporating that into your morning. I literally stand in a mountain pose. I make sure my feet are flat, and I do that by picking up my feet and kind of rolling them around. I pick up one foot to make sure I can stay balanced a little bit. That's why I find that I'm most grounded when I do that for each foot. And I think about roots growing deep in the earth, coming out of my feet, but not only growing deeper, spreading out. And then once I visualize that, and I feel real connected to the earth, I say things like, I make myself safe. I am my own protector. The earth supports me at all times. And then I will go through and I'll draw up each color of each chakra, up through the roots from the center of the earth, into my feet, through my earth star chakra underneath, up through my feet, and then through each chakra, each color, all the way up. And I'm thinking that will be good. Definitely at least for the bottom chakras, and then this here blue. And you got some purple in here too, which is some third eye, and it looks like a little bit of white, which is crown. So this whole process is a spiritual process, and I'm going to read this to you really quick. The frequency of passion reminds us that beneath every intense emotion, and that comes from the sacral chakra, lies the hidden gem of insight, balance, and calm. It assists us in finding the balance within this intensity, moving us from chaos to the calm of its core, where we can let this long-lasting wisdom fill us up. And I will say, in those moments where I've had that intense release, if you do yoga or if you're open to it, you can look up some poses for the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the navel chakra, because this isn't quite yellow. Okay, but even though after those intense emotions, there is ultimately calm once that's released from us. And so, getting it out verbally is great. The yoga poses help get it out of the physical body. And then that practice of grounding and that spiritual practice overall gets it out of this, subtle energy. And something that you could do too is pull some cords, so take a minute and kind of feel out your energy over your body, and your hands will react. You'll feel the nadis kind of light up in your hands, and your body will have a kind of reaction where there is something that needs to be pulled out. And so you're going to pull cords like this. Like this. I feel something going on in the solar plexus right now. And that's very common for me before I do videos, quite honestly, because I get a little scared beforehand. Okay, so let's try doing that this week, focusing on the solar plexus and also the sacral chakra. Okay, so down, around the belly button area. Okay, all right. Emotions coming up during this last moon phase is quite natural, quite normal. Get lots of rest. It's a low energy phase. That's going to really help you with handling any emotions that come up this week. So you got passion. If you have a partner, make some time for them, okay? Or you don't even need a partner. If you got somebody you feel comfortable making some time with, that's another good way to get that root chakra and sacral chakra going, okay? All right. It's been great, Taurus. All right, so let's see what the sacred geometry cards have to say for Gemini. All right. Gemini, sacred geometry for the next 7 days. All right, we've got 3 cards for you, Gemini. If I remember correctly, some of you are going through some shit, and I just did your love reading. So we've got 3 cards, and there is a pattern to the cards. I'm going to put them in numerical order. I think that's going to be the best way to do them. Yeah. Okay. No, I'm putting them in the color order. You know what? The order they came up actually works. All right. So we've got realization, earth, and delight. Starting with earth. Numerical order was the way to go. So the first card, delight, go over some of the common theme here, and the most color that I see the most is going to be green and yellow. So that's heart chakra, and that is solar plexus. The numbers we have are 19, 24, 37. That's 10, that's 6, and 10 again. 2, 6, that comes out to 8. 8 is a karmic number. With 8, karma is king, okay? But 8 is also a number about assuming power and overcoming obstacles So having victory, but meaning that there's going to be some obstacles in the way. 8 is about a pattern. Okay, so what I see coming for you this week is going to be some kind of old patterns, but an opportunity this time to push through. Some situations are going to come up this week, Gemini, that you have been in before, and you have not been victorious in those situations. This may be a situation that kind of knocked you on your ass, okay? But here's an opportunity being presented for you by the universe that's going to allow you to move through this. And these cards are going to help. So let's just get straight to the cards. We've got delight, so you can screenshot this one. We've got a lot of white. You're going to get some wisdom and knowledge coming in this week that has to do with this. Connection to spirit or to your higher self, both. Those who do subscribe to the idea of a divine situation, okay? Then you got a lot of yellow here for solar plexus. So we're talking about needing the self-will and self-determination to drive forward with that number 8. And this number is 1 and 9. You got a beginning and an end happening here simultaneously, okay? But together, it's 10, and that's exactly what the 10 is. An end of one cycle and the beginning of a next, being divinely guided by angels, ancestors, guides, the divine, your higher self. You are not alone with whatever this is that you're going through, okay? So screenshot this, then zoom in. Delight is the frequency of delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we evoke in others. Maybe incorporate a gratitude list into your day, and you can find something to be grateful for. Something, a hand, your eyeballs, lights in your house. Even if the bills are behind, you have lights today. And I've been there, so I'm not judging anything. I've been there before, when I first got sober, especially. Pink is a number of healing, but of joy and of happiness. So we're going to look at what are we grateful for, what are we happy for this week in our life, and that's going to be needed, okay? Next, we have the card titled Earth. The numbers 2 and 4. That is a feminine number, a yin and a yang, feminine and masculine number here. So what this is talking about is internal balance, and I'm getting the Lovers card. That's coming to me very clearly right now. And Archangel Raphael, the angel of healing, who is in the traditional Rider-Waite Lovers card. So I feel like he is here right now. And this is about the integration of self and balancing internally. I'm also feeling like you need to hydrate. Like hydrate. Make sure you're drinking your water, speaking of. I'm quite thirsty. This card's full of greens, heart chakra, the teal blue, thymus chakra. We've got some trauma that gets stored there, both from this life and ancestral and past life trauma. But what I'm feeling is like it's going to be some stuff that's going to be released, okay? So it's made its way through the heart. It's here. And then there's a lot of blue in here. So you've got green, you've got this color, and you've got this color in this card. So we're going to be processing things. Okay? And so this says the frequency of Earth activates our deep connection. I'm sorry that I got interrupted. So we're going to talk about, we're processing heart stuff this week through the heart chakra, thymus chakra, and throat chakra. So the frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to the physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of the Great Mother and revealing the more ethereal, spiritual aspects of our nature. So the heart chakra is the connecting chakra between our lower chakras, the earth chakras, and our upper chakras, the spiritual chakras. And so this is necessary. Keeping that cleansed and going is necessary to have that flow. So that's happening for you this week. So here we have Earth. So go ahead and screenshot that. And then don't forget to zoom in. Okay? And I see some white in here now that I'm looking at from this angle. So, I think I mentioned white in the other card. But yeah, some divine knowledge and understanding and connection to spirit. Because you're not alone at all. 4 is about balance and structure and discipline. 2 is about making choices. I really feel that strongly, okay? And having the discipline of the 4 to be able to make that decision and trust yourself and move forward, okay? And then again, the 2 and the 4 is about the feminine and the masculine, the balancing it within. And, you know, as a non-binary person, and I don't like that we called, I'm not non-binary, but as for the non-binary who may watch this, okay, I don't like that it's called to feminine and masculine, and I need to think of other, I'm really trying to think of other ways to call it, and I'm trying to break habits here, so forgive me. Left and right side, yin and yang, but that also means masculine and feminine, so I guess that's really not much better, but those are the just characteristics and traits, and we all have them inside of us. They just were assigned, you know, feminine and masculine as far as traits go, okay? And the idea of this awakening process is to integrate the shadow and heal the anima and the animus within, okay? All right, and then the final card we have for Gemini is realization, number 37. The frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in the world. This is really about integrating self and healing in here. And this is full of yellow. This is full of solar plexus stuff. So maybe look into some solar plexus affirmations. If you do yoga, looking into poses around sacral, heart, and solar plexus chakras, okay? And then I don't remember if I talked about it with you. I think it was you about grounding. I don't remember that now. And I don't want to repeat it in case I've already done it. And this color, again, has that teal blue and the green in here, along with the yellow and then the orange. So there's going to be a lot of chakra work going on for you this week. We're going to be processing emotions. Not uncommon in the last week of the month. It's a great time to set boundaries and assess your relationships and deal with the feelings that you have been putting to the side. It's a low energy, time of the month, and I think it's probably for a reason, because we need to deal with these things. It's a great time for banishing, transmutation, releasing rituals. If you want some ideas, and that I'm still working on getting those up, but I'm actually having someone work on a web page for me. So eventually I will have those available, but I do have some things put together that I can share with you. Just shoot me a DM. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, as I'm putting up more content. Okay. All right, Gemini, it's been real. Solar plexus, heart chakra, thymus chakra. We're going to look up affirmations for those things. We're going to meditate on each of these cards. Oh, I didn't give you this card. We got realization here. All right, go ahead, and I realize I'm holding this right by my boobs, but honestly, it's the only place I can hold it without getting the ring light on there. So, I mean, if you're having problems with it or you like it, it doesn't bother me any. All right, Gemini, check out my love readings that I just put up. I think y'all's is already up. Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. All right, been real.